Well, hey there. Good morning, Brickheads. Happy Wednesday to you. Hope your week's going well. You're halfway through it. Before you know it, weekend's going to hit us, right? So today is a great day because it is a wild card Wednesday, and today is a set review Wednesday, and I'm excited for it. But, before I get into that, I do always just like to say thank you. No matter where you are listening or how you are listening, if it's on your favorite podcast platform, or maybe you're a YouTube person and you like the visual aspect of everything, however you're listening, I really appreciate it. It's just been really fun. I say this every week, but it's just really fun to interact with people from all around the world. Heard a beautiful, wonderful story from a listener out in Australia, which was amazing. I had the interview with my wife, and just she shared her story in a comment on YouTube, and it was just a little heartfelt and just nice. And it's things like that bring me joy and just make me want to continue doing the podcast. It's fun, right? But it's not like this makes me money or anything. It's really more of a labor of love. But as long as you guys like it, I'm gonna keep doing it. So again, a big, just general thank you. Wherever you're listening, I appreciate it. I really do. So anyway, today, like I say, is a set review Wednesday, and we're doing kind of a throwback, but this is kind of interesting. I have chose this particular set for a very specific reason right now, and it's none other than set 76391. It is the Hogwarts Icons Collector's Edition set, okay? And this set actually came out way back in September of 2021, and you may be going, Steve, why are we talking about a 4-year-old set? Well, we're talking about it because this set is actually still available. So the set I'm talking to you about today, believe it or not, is going on a 4-year shelf life. And in terms of Lego, 4 years, that is a long time. And it's not really something that you see a lot on the shelves anymore. But like I say, we believe, because you never know until it's officially done, but we believe its final date is going to be around December of 2025. So everything I talk about today, if this set is something that you go, wow, I really, really like it, it's available. You can go to lego.com or your local Lego store and get this set right now. Like I say, came out 4 years ago, and it was really the keystone set in a really cool year of Lego, okay? So in 2021, we were celebrating 20 years of Lego Harry Potter. And what I really liked about that year is they had little nuggets. Like if you were buying a set, it usually had a collectible tile in it, or the set itself came with a collectible golden minifig, okay, done in that pearl gold. And if you are if you're tuning in on YouTube, you can see not only the set next to me, but all of the 9 minifigures, the gold minifigures that were released this year. And what made this set really cool is it had 3 of the 9 minifigures, so a third of the minifigures all in one set, and that's really cool. So I'm going to get into that. But before I get into more about the minifigures, because they are, honestly, a couple of them kind of steal the spotlight. But I just want to give you some specs. First off, this set is 3,010 pieces. It was the largest Lego Harry Potter set released that year in 2021. The year before it, we had just come off a huge high of Diagon Alley, a giant crowd favorite. Even though it had 109 stickers, Diagon Alley still, people absolutely love it. Minus the fat glaring omission of not having Gringotts Bank, but we remedied that, 3 years later. But so in 2021, we had a lot of these little sets, right? We had some of the modulars, we had some of the books. I believe the buildable Fox had come out that year. And come late 2021 in September, we got this release, and it's just kind of a cool set because it really doesn't fit into the mold, meaning a lot of Harry Potter sets, they're a Chamber of Secrets set. They're a Prisoner of Azkaban set. They go with a book, right? Like you get the upcoming summer release when you see Harry Potter, Aunt March's Visit. Like it's another Privet Drive house. It's another, the house that you get on Privet Drive, and we've gotten those before, but this is Aunt March's Visit, and that is a particular scene in a particular book. And Harry Potter sets do this all the time. In fact, they're not the only ones. Star Wars does this all the time too. This is an episode 3 or this is an episode 6 set. But what made this set different is it encompassed a whole lot of books, a whole lot of scenes, and I'm going to get into that as well. But at 3,010 pieces, when it was first released, it was $250, which, at the time felt like a lot of money, but just at 8.3 cents per piece, it's actually a pretty good deal by today's standards. And in fact, if you go to lego.com right now, this was one of those sets that faced that dreaded hike, that price hike back in, I want to say it was like August of 2022, and it had a $50 jump. So if you're going now, it's going to cost you $300 to buy this set. So at the time, I personally had bought a second set because I knew the price hikes were coming, and we had it slated for rumors that maybe it would be retired by the end of 2022. So I bought a second set. I want to say I got it for like $230 total. So no matter what, I definitely saved money on it, but this is another prime example for you Lego investors out there. Never trust a retirement date until it's done, because this is one of those where we did think it was going to have a 2-year shelf life, but here we are talking in 2025, and it's still available at lego.com, like I said, for $300, which puts it more at 10 cents per piece, which by honestly still Harry Potter standards is a pretty cheap set, because a lot of Harry Potter sets go for 12 to 13 cents per piece. Not cheap, though, still at $300. I will say this, though. Moving back to the minifigs, these pearl gold, bronze, beautiful, beautiful minifigs, each one of them on their torso has a 20th, I'm going to make a little noise here, sorry about that, has a 20 years of Harry Potter on the back of their torso. So these are unique, right? You're not going to get these in other sets. And it is, I think, hands down, the 3 best minifigs that there were to be released that year came with this set. We got Albus Dumbledore, we got Hagrid, and we got Professor McGonagall. Okay? And those are like, who cares if you have the gold Harry Potter? In fact, if you look at like bricklink.com, you can find yourself a gold Harry Potter for $5. It is no big deal. But the Hagrid, the Dumbledore, I think those go for around $35 a piece now, and the McGonagall's like $30. So right there, just with those 3 minifigures, that's about $100 that if you were selling those separate. So this is a set from an investment standpoint you're not going to make an incredible amount of money on, because the returns I don't know if necessarily are there because of the price hike. But we can imagine that when it retires, and like I say, I believe end of 2025 is as good a guess as any. That's its intended retirement date. It should, at the start of 2026, probably bump up to about $350 and steadily go up from there. So you can kind of do your math, okay? So anyway, like I said, there were 9 total minifigs released that year that were done in the gold. But not only did this set do these 3 beautiful, incredible minifigs, they also were the central point for all 9, meaning there was if you look in Harry Potter, you know how they open the chocolate frog, right? The packaging, it's the hexagon, the purple hexagon packaging that the chocolate frog comes in. Well, they remade that in Lego, and it becomes the central focus for all 9 of these minifigures. So you can put one of your minifigures in there and then display them all as one huge set. So it wasn't just that you got 3 minifigs, you got a full display where you could show all 3 of those minifigures off. Now, me personally, I actually expanded mine. So if you're tuning in on YouTube and you're like, Steve, you have this thing that shows all 9 of your minifigs in one big display. Well, that's because I used extra pieces of my own and extended the display. But not only is it the minifig, you also get that, typically it's a black base with the collectible minifigs that you get. It's the 3x4 piece that has the 2 smooth ends on it and 4 studs in the middle. These were done specifically in that pearl gold, which I think is really, really cool. Another thing that was super cool about this set is the lack of stickers. The sticker usage was good, but the huge thing is it's only got 9 stickers. And that's also a real big plus if you're a Lego person. Like I had said earlier, Diagon Alley came with over 100 stickers. That's absolutely insane, right? It's one of the, I believe it's still like top 10 for Lego sets with most stickers. But this, instead of stickers, the big central components of this set, there is Hedwig, the owl, the great snowy barn owl, and he is sitting on top of the books, and he is holding Harry Potter's letter to Hogwarts. And it's done in these... It's done in those plates, the tan 6x12 plates, and they're all printed plates that when you put all 3 together, display the full letter to Hogwarts. And it is just amazing. And in fact, if you wanted to, as a playable feature, on the second plate that had the letter, it says, Dear ... which meant, I wouldn't do this, but you could actually write your name on that printed piece. So it could say, Dear Steve, welcome to Hogwarts, and yours sincerely, Professor McGonagall. It's really, really cool. I just think it's so neat. Interesting sidebar though, for you Potterheads out there, and I actually did not realize this at the time, but if you're like a real Potterhead, they actually screwed up on the Harry Potter crest itself. In fact, it's done in Latin, the Harry Potter crest, and there's a word on there that it's the Titanidos. I can't ever say it right. But it should be Titilandus instead of Titilandos. It sounds like Hermione, right? It's Leviosa, not Leviosa. Like that's essentially what we're talking about here, but it is kind of funny that Lego screwed up one of their graphics, which I just think is honestly incredible. Like you have people whose level to detail should be just at the most extremes, right? And the main thing, the Hogwarts crest, is wrong. So it's just kind of funny to me, but at least I give them credit for making it, even if it's incorrect, a printed piece. And it's just so good. And the set itself, let me describe it for you, right? It is, like I said, Hedwig holding his letter for Harry Potter. And it is set upon 3 big books. And the base book, you can't really tell, but it is Tom Riddle's diary, okay, from the Chamber of Secrets, right? Tom Marvell Riddle, also known as Lord Voldemort, that base, that black with the pearl gold corner bounding on it, that is his diary, which is such an essential, like integral part of the second book. Above that, sitting 2 more books, and then you have a case of all of the potions from Professor Snape's dungeon. Like, for example, I'm holding one right now, it says Gillyweed, and Gillyweed plays a huge role in the Goblet of Fire, right? You eat the gillyweed and you get the gills, and so Harry Potter can swim down to the bottom of the lake and rescue Ron, and it's just a really cool thing. And so you've got the basically it's the clear plastic vials And inside it, you have just Lego parts, and this represents the gillyweed, which is so cool. And on top of that, not only does it say gillyweed, it's got number 4701 at the bottom, which, again, super cool nod to you Lego fans out there. 4701 is actually the first Lego Harry Potter set that came out 20 years before the Lego Sorting Hat. Okay, so that was set number 4701. And so it's these kind of Easter eggs in this set that just make it so special, so unique. And so you got those references, those nice little nods, not only to Harry Potter, but also to Lego itself. So yeah, you got the lily, the gillyweed, you got the polyjuice potion. Everybody likes that. One of my favorite ones, and this one's done in the white, it's the Felix Fallacious. I can't ever say it. Yeah, Fallacious. That's how you pronounce it. Basically, it's liquid luck, right? You drink some of this and you're having the world's luckiest day for sure. It is very hard to make in the books, in the series, and very rare, and plays, again, another integral part of the Harry Potter story. But what I like about this Lego piece itself, right, is it's not just a little vial with a sticker on it that says the Felix Fallacious, the liquid luck, but it glows in the dark. And so you get a glow in the dark piece as well. It's multiple pieces, but all the white pieces that make up this container actually all glow in the dark. How cool is that, right? And so you have that, and all of these potions are sitting there underneath Hedwig. Next to Hedwig, we've got two other things. To the side, you've got the golden snitch, which the golden snitch is done not only in the pearl gold, but also like the chrome gold as well, which I think is a beautiful touch. Its tails, its big wings, right, that fly around with it, those are actually hot air balloon elements that they originally used, and they're done in the, I believe, yeah, that's the pearl gold. And it's so simple, but it just looks so good. And then, if that wasn't all, beneath everything, you've got Harry Potter's wand, and it is attached. I'm going to make some noise. I apologize. It is attached to the book, so you can use it as the display, or fun, you can detach it from the set and play with it. And it's super solid. Like, you can actually, flick and swish, and you can, use it as a wand. It's super solid. Like, I'm not worried about breaking this wand. Like, I can sit there and look at you and be like, Avada, and it's just, sorry, I didn't mean to kill you off, my audience who's listening to this. I promise I don't want to kill you. It's really fun to say Avada Kedavra. But yeah, can you tell I'm really enjoying myself and that I enjoy Harry Potter? But to have the wand as an additional part of the collection just makes a lot of sense. And then finally, you've got two other things going on over here on the far side, and it doesn't attach. It's kind of annoying. I apologize for keep making noise, but there's two other things that go along with it. You got a chocolate frog, which I talked about chocolate frogs before. This was the fun little treat that you'd open up your little purple package and you get your chocolate frog, try and get it before it hopped off on you. And it came with those, the collectible wizarding cards. But yes, you can build a Lego buildable chocolate frog, which is fun. And then you've got Harry Potter's glasses. And I'm actually going to try and put them on. Yes, I'm going to wear these the rest of the time. You got Harry Potter's glasses. They are done really simply. They're on two hinge pieces for the actual sides of the glasses. So it's simple, but it's effective. And obviously they fit. So all I need now is a scar above my head and I'll be set to go. But yeah, the glasses are fun. So from a playable aspect, it's really cool. So yeah, you can tell it's incredible. I will say, if there is a negative though to this set, is the school banners. Okay, at the very bottom of this set, attached to Tom Marvello's diary, you can choose from which house banners you want to display. Okay, and so there's obviously 4 houses to Harry Potter. I currently am holding the Ravenclaw house, and I get frustrated at this because in Lego, they chose to use royal blue and gray. And it feels like another bit of a missed opportunity here because Ravenclaw is not a royal blue. It's more of a navy color. And they had the right colors for Lego elements for this, so it doesn't make sense to me, like, why wouldn't they use the appropriate colors? Yes, it is blue. We get Ravenclaw is blue. But if you have the elements to make it more realistic, and it doesn't raise the cost, why not do that? But either or, you can choose to display 2 of the 4 banners at the bottom. I will say the banners themselves, probably the weakest. I don't really love that you see all the exposed studs here. To me, it would have made a lot more sense to have it covered with tile and then have a printed piece or heck, even a sticker that has the actual Ravenclaw emblem on the banner itself. That would have made that a lot more cool. But besides the weakness of the banners, it's just overall a really cool set. And even Hedwig itself, I mean, such a cool bird. His head articulates back and forth. The wings actually move a little bit, not too much, but you can actually move the tail feathers and you can move its feathers around a little bit to get it for an adjustable part so it's got better displayability. But overall, yeah, that's it. That is the Hogwarts Icons set. So what's not to love? And again, this set, like I say, if you want to order it, you can go to Lego right now. It is available for order. It is $300, 10 cents per piece, but you can get it. So anyway, I think I've given you what I think is a pretty good review. At least I've gone over and everything, giving you some Easter eggs. I will tell you this. If you want to buy and build this set, the build experience is actually really cool because, the first bag, there's like 22 bags in this set of the 3,000 pieces. And the initial part is the structure, right? And it's a Technic structure because you get that base book and everything inside of it makes for a nice firm base. So while you can't like run around crazy with this set, I have no issues moving it around. Like it looks really fragile, but it's not. It's actually quite sturdy set for basically looking like Hedwig is only attached by 2 tiny little legs. So that's really impressive from a Lego design standpoint for sure. So, and it just, like I say, it comes off really well and it displays really well. And so in fact, I think to end this episode, I'm going to do what I always do. I'm going to give you a rating. I'm going to let you know how good I think this set is. And when I rate a set, I tend to rate it on 4 main categories. That's playability, displayability, build experience, and value, which gives me an overall, like, how worth it do I think this set is. And I'll start with playability. Obviously, I think playability is good because I'm sitting here right now just casting spells, holding my wand, and wearing my Harry Potter glasses. Now, is it a play set? No, absolutely not. It is a display set first because it is like I say, an Icons style set, which ironically is not part of the Icons theme, but a very iconic set. So, but from a playable standard, it's got some decent play features. So I would give this an 8 out of 10. Moving on from there, I'm putting a minifig back, sorry. Displayability. I mean, come on. This is a no-brainer, right? We have the biggest owl you've ever seen sitting on some amazing looking books with wands and 3 incredible minifigs and 3 printed pieces that make a phenomenal letter and a central focal piece of this set. Come on, this is a 10 out of 10 for sure. That's like an easy one. Build experience, although parts of it are repetitious, meaning the banners, they're the exact same build 4 times with just 4 different colors. Definitely some repetition in building the wings, but as it comes together, it's a fun set to build. Not only a fun set to display, but definitely a fun set to see how it comes together. And in the manual itself, which it's like over a 400-page manual, you have different things that you can read about and learn about as you're building it, which I think always makes the build experience more fun. So I'm going to give that a 9 out of 10. And then finally, value. Value's tough because really it's a tale of two prices. If this set was still $250, that is a screaming value, and definitely I would say get it, absolutely. However, at $50 more for $300, you really got to question, is it worth it? But I will say, nowadays it was $500 for the Hogsmeade? No, the train. the Hogwarts Express. Sorry, spaced it. My bad. But that was like a $450, $500 set for $300, 3,000 pieces. This is about what you can expect, and in Harry Potter terms, still not cheap but not expensive. So for value, I'm going to say, based on the $300 price tag, I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10. So if you average all that together, I think we get a nice, very healthy 8.6 out of 10, which I think is good. Not the greatest set, but it definitely was the greatest set of the 2021 20th anniversary celebration. It has a couple things to certainly be desired, but overall, it's just cool. It's fun. It looks really good. Like, I personally have it next to my my giant Hogwarts castle and my big, huge, the talking sorting hat, and it just all works really, well together. It just all makes sense. And so it basically, you get what I'm saying? If you're a Harry Potter fan and you haven't bought this set and you're considering it, you need to do it within the next 6 months. It is probably going to go away. And then you're just going to be spending at least $50, if not more like $75 to $100 more for this set. So again, if you've not pulled the trigger and you've thought about this one, now is the time. If we get to Black Friday and you're still waiting, you better hope to see some deals. And if you do see this set come at 10, 15, 20% off, getting it closer back to the $250 range, I mean, personally, I would pull the trigger on it. It makes sense from an investing standpoint, and then just from if I want it for me standpoint, for sure. But anyway, you let me know in the comments. Do you like this set? Do you have this set? Do you think it's a great set? Do you think it was a hard miss and it doesn't compare to some of the other Harry Potter sets like Hogwarts Castle or Gringotts Bank, one of the best Harry Potter sets ever made? Did you get it for your collection? Did you ever notice that the crest has misspelled words in Latin? Did you even know the crest existed? I don't know. Let me know. Let me hear your story. Leave me a comment below. If you're watching on the YouTube page, I usually get back to comments usually within 24 hours. And if you're listening on the podcast, hit that subscribe button. I put out podcasts, new episodes every Monday and Wednesday. Monday is news and rumors. Wednesday is a wild card Wednesday, which means this week I alternate between set reviews and then just some crazy topic. So kind of mix it up for you. Try to keep things fresh and fun. But with that, I again, really appreciate you. Really hope that you have an amazing rest of not only your Wednesday, but the rest of your week. And until Monday, when we come back with, as always, more news and rumors, where we're going to be talking about Simpsons, Krusty Burger, Lord of the Rings, Book Nooks, and God knows what else that'll come out this week. Until then, because it's always crazy, right? Until then, I'll just catch you on the next one. Bye-bye. How it's supposed to